Good morning, friends. Today is our lecture 8 on integrated platform, and today's our speaker is Dr. Kushala Salian, a very soft and gentle personality in our group, and we learn a lot of softness from her. So let's see what is today in this case. So a different journey she has seen in this case. So let's study this case through the rubrics. Welcome, Kushala.
Thank you, Nirupama. I'll just share screen. So, hello, friends. Welcome to lecture 8 of integrated homeopathy. So, this is a case of a patient who had come to me for bronchial asthma and prolapsed intervertebral disc. So this person came to me in 2017, March. He's 58. He's a deputy manager in a bank. He has got 2 children, 2 sons, and his wife is a homemaker. So I asked him, talk about yourself. He's tall, well-built, nice personality. So he said, wherever there's a problem, I'm called to sort out the situation. In tough situations, I'm called. Military can't be kept in civilian places. Mine is an admin job. We take things seriously. We understand situations, we evaluate, we plan, we strategize, and we implement. There is plan A, B, and C is ready. I get involved with the situation totally. I move with the team in a very passionate manner. I implement religiously and rigorously. People who are not following in line, I motivate them. 5% who are difficult, I don't care. It's a controlling job. You're expected to get results. In difficult situations, they say, Thakur ko bej do. So in all the difficult situations, he is the boss. Do things in a passionate manner. People think I'm a tough fellow, but later they realize I'm a soft fellow. I'm honest, dedicated, and I have a high level of integrity. I keep my cabin door open. There's no secret in office hours. I don't talk. There's no gossip. I give freedom to my team. I have a very open work style. If I want to appreciate someone, I'll appreciate then and there, or I criticize them then and there. They have the opinion that ye pakda to chhodega nahi. I'm strict about job, about punctuality, about time and the completion of work. We were from a big family and my father was the only earning member. My mother was a homemaker. I had one sister who was unmarried. I have been a leader from class 1. I'm swift in movements and I'm very aggressive. I say things aggressively. I put people online if they make noise. I'm a field man. Tell what is on field. For me, life is an adventure. If it is possible for me also. I'm a topper in class. The first rank name never got changed. The second and third rank names may have got changed in the class board. I have multiple scholarships. I could pass any exam. I wanted to write IAS exam. My main got cleared, but father got an attack of paralysis and my dream got shorter. I could not leave him. He could not afford my fees. So in 1982, I joined the bank. I was sent to a Naxalite-infested area. I worked for 6 long years. Bank sent me as an emissary between the bank and the Naxalites. The Naxalites realized that I was really interested in the development of their people, so they appreciated me. I have high confidence in God. Guruji is with me. People fear to stand in front of me. I'm a very focused man. I do whatever you do in the best possible way. I create such perfection that nobody can fill your gap. I was the youngest assistant manager in the bank in early 50s. In 2003, he developed cervical spondylosis with prolapsed disc in C3, C7, and L3 to L4, seen on MRI. So he used to get numbness in his fingertips, pain in the fingertips, numbness in the left thigh, and tingling in toes. And he was an asthmatic. Due to chemicals sprayed on the plant or go down, he used to have dust allergy and get attacks of asthma, and he used to be on nebulizers. There's a family history of asthma in the grandparents from the paternal side. He said in 2003, I tried to find out what happened. He was the head of branch in South. It was the worst branch. There was 3 floors in the branch, and there was heavy cash flow, and the customers were demanding. There was heavy anxiety to meet the pressure. I do not want to be in the defaulters list. Anyhow, I would do it. Today or tomorrow, we'll have to do it subsequently. Why should I get pointed out by somebody else? I do not want to get criticized. I maintain a high level of performance standard. Why drop my ratings? I feel guilty if I'm told and I'm not fulfilled the work. I'm aggressive. I want things to be done as I wish, hook or crook. I will myself involve and do it. Having taken the thing, I will complete it and come back. If people do it with me, okay. If not, I will still do it alone. I have the fear of not able to do the job which people entrust on me. If I fail to reach my target, I'm growing old. Next what? Last few years of service left. He's already 58. People are jealous of me, involved me in a good number of cases. There was departmental inquiries for misconduct. I fought my case to prove that they are wrong. I lost 5 successful years. I had to prove my innocence. People have faith in me, the amount of love and affection I have shown to my work. I'm being denied. I feel very bad. I'm not promoted. But what is destined, I accept it. I may fail. That is my fear. All along, I've been doing things spick and span, perfect, 9 out of 10, trying to achieve things not possible for others. People should appreciate me, reach the stage where I do not want to come back. There's recognition, appreciation. I have a brand image. I'm trying to cling on to that image. Once we fall down, it's an insult, humiliation. You have become one among the many. Fear I will lose name and fame. I don't want anyone to criticize me. One type of isolation. I fear that my service is coming to an end. I'm not happy in office. People on the top and bottom, down line, are all useless. They do half-hearted work. I can't do anything about it, though I know everything. There's a problem with the institution. All along, I have been successful. I don't want to lose. I feel helpless. Fear of downfall, of insult, of humiliation. I feel insecure. I've become all alone. All people will leave. You have to do things against your conscience out of compulsion, and that is irritating for me. Sometimes I shout. Pent-up emotions come out. I feel mentally depressed as if I have lost the case. I do not compromise on my work. I still do my best. I have reconciled. Maybe it's affecting my health. And all through, he was jesting and joking, though at times, there were tears in his eyes when he was talking. So what I understood from this case, that he's a focused man where work is concerned. And he wants to perform at a very high level. He said with so much of pride, I have been topper and I can pass any exam. My first rank has never changed. He's a taskmaster. He gets behind people and he's aggressive where his work is concerned. He's a no-nonsense man. He's very honest. And in all the difficult tasks, he is called for. So he says with pride, Thakur ko bej do. Military can't operate in civilian areas. He's very strict. So you get the feel that it's as if he's a man of a rank, as if he's an officer, a commander, he's a general. So he is at a place where there is success. He has created a brand name for himself. There is appreciation, and he has the ego of it too. He's very dictatorial, domineering, and he's very rigid. I mean, work has to be done means has to be done. There's no way to it. He's aggressive in his approach to his work. He will take any work to completion. He's a very high level performer. And now at this stage, he's feeling that now there are last 2 years left. And if he gets aggressive now, people will sort of create problems during his retirement. They will keep his, his dues, whatever he had to get, his provident fund or his pension, whatever, they will keep it holding because of his nature. He has also created a lot of enemies. So now he has to sort of, mellow down. So there is that feeling, that I have to go against my conscience, but yet I want to do good work. So anxiety conscience, if work is not done. There is a fear of falling, of downward motion. He is very sensitive to their criticism, to the way people have created inquiries about him and falsely accused him. So touch aggravates, touch aversion to. So you can see a very dominating man, as well as you can see a timid shade in him, where he had used a sentence, it's like a duck putting his head under the water and allowing the water to flow over him. It's like, I have to close my eyes now. So, and there's a lot of jesting and joking. So considering all this, the rubrics I took was delusion general he is, delusion great person he is, delusion officer he is, and delusion he's a person of rank, he's dictatorial, he talks with an air of command, there's an anxiety of conscience, there's a fear of falling, of downward motion, there is ego, haughty pride, jesting. He's mild at the same time, where he needs to put his foot down, he's obstinate too. So mildness alternating with obstinacy. There's timidity, he has to now give in. There's touch aversion too. He's very sensitive to what is being, his name being, brought out as and inquiries being made about him. So from this, I came to Cuprum, and I gave him Cuprum 200 single dose. He was with me for 1 year till he retired. And then he settled where his son was settled along with his son outside Mumbai. He needed very infrequent doses of Cuprum Met. His asthmatic attacks came well under control. He didn't need any more inhalers or nebulization. Even his neuralgic symptoms were much, much better. He retired also gracefully and happily. He was at peace with whatever, he got in his work. At least he was at peace that I gave my best in my work. So this is what my understanding through the case and through which I came to Cuprum. I would like Dr. Nirupama to give a light on the periodic table from which we can derive to Cuprum.
Yeah, thank you, Kushala. Stop share. Yeah. So, friends, if you see continuously, he's very much focused. He's only talking about his performance, he and his performance. So, Mineral Gangnam is very, very clear in this case. He's not talking anything else other than his performance. Hmm? And then, if you see what are the issues, it is only he's talking about his work, and how good he is at work. So if you see what are the four through issues, it is security and task. Like here, family is important, family safety is important, earning money, making finances, building finances, and making everyone secure. So security, protection, shelter is the big theme of fourth row, which we see in this case very strongly. And left side, if you see, they have not that much defenses formed. But as you go towards right, they're very strong in that. And typically, we come to the fourth row issues. He has capacity to protect self and others. See, now they're so strong, they can help others. So you see those themes. And with fourth row issues, you see very strong school age has come up. He has talked about his school. He's talking about his performance. He's talking about marks. He himself is giving 9 out of 10. So he's so tight about this school age. He's only focusing on his performance, and if he's not up to mark, how he will fall in his own eyes. So that is what is the school age issues, right? And typically, if you see copper, which is used for making coins, and it was a pretty long time, it was for the financial transaction, it was used everywhere. And copper gets easily merged in gold and silver. Why? Because it also has that capacity. It looks up to them, right? That's why they also have capacity to become a strong person. Typically, this whole case has shown commander being. I'm commander. He's the person at charge. So the Ferrum series has all these issues of the task, work, duty, perfectionism, ability, huge capacity, and with that comes the huge control over emotions and activities. And that's why this control in cuprum gets expressed through cramps, rigid cramps. So you typically see asthma in this case. If they're not able to perform up to their expecting, they easily feel guilty. These are fourth row issues as well as school age issues from periodic table understanding as well as from PEM understanding, I'm telling you. So, and they're very strong adult type of people. But then comes to the 11th column. 10th, you are at your peak of the performance. You have reached the top position. And now 11th, just going down. That is how patient has that fear of falling from his position. Uh, Patient himself uh, explained about that. So because that little fall has started, they control situations so much, they are working so hard on it that there is continuously threat, and continuously they experience that intermittent attacks of the threat, and they try to control it, and that intermittency is expressed through spasms, cramps. That is very well explained in Cuprum Met. So what are the issues when it comes to row 4 and column 11 in that junction? If you see, holding on to your work very seriously, you are working hard, holding on the control, which gives rise to cramps, maintaining order, very strongly ritualistic about it, detaining people who make mistakes, like they are like guards. This patient is very much about talked about all these issues. Protecting against criticism, extending control, and enjoying rules. So, so much is the tight control over self and the people around. And that is how the pathology develops about the cramps and spasms. So this is the understanding of the periodic table as well as PM understanding. So very strong school age you get here. With this, I invite Dr. Shobha to explain Cuprum Met, its journey through rubrics.
Thank you, Nirupama. Yes, friends. So we saw the PEM understanding and the understanding through the classifications. Now, this cuprum metal, it is basically a very soft, malleable and a ductile red metal. Now, what is ductile? Like when you are, trying to draw this metal into the thin wires also, then also they are very tough. They do not lose their toughness. So if we have seen that this cuprum, it competes with the other valuable metals like gold and the silver. We have seen gold and the silver ornaments, which are commonly worn. We are not seeing people wearing the copper ornaments, but the gold and the silver ornaments are made while it's making these ornaments, the copper is mixed into it. If copper is not mixed and if it is a pure gold ornament, they are very brittle and it breaks very easily. But when the copper is mixed, it gives its very strength, the hardness, and it lessens the brittleness of the ornament. But this copper really goes unrecognized. We do not recognize the copper. Okay, there is a copper in this ornament, in this gold ornament or the silver ornament. So, thus, to get the recognition and appreciation, the Cuprum always works very hard. And we see that he is very industrious, very ambitious, and into a lot of perseverance. And we see the rubrics in the material in our repertory that they have ambition increased, and he will be the best. The way we saw that he is at the level of, in the Kushala's case also, he is at the level of a ranker. He is the best, and the ambition is very competitive. And to achieve this competition, he dominates, he dictates on his subordinates. He can also be harsh, hard, and critical with them, like a commander, general, and officer. And that's where his anger and aggression is seen. And we can also find some rubrics of anger and aggression into, like, they cannot tolerate any injustice. They have a lot of rage, not only anger, but anger going to the extent of rage, the rage with biting. There are many rubrics with rage, and the anger of, like, to an extent that they are pulling the hairs. They have a desire to pull someone's hair. Then desire to bite. There is a biting spoon, biting tumbler when drinking, and biting nipples when sucking in small children. Now, what is biting tumbler? Like, tumbler is something with which you can drink water. But while drinking the water, the somebody who is nourishing you, who is giving you water to drink, the Cuprum bites that person itself. You will see biting nipples while sucking. This rubric also applicable in children, lot of children cases. But internally, the Cuprum is very coward, timid, and fearful, and he can't compete with the strong metals. So the rubrics which we can derive from this are like the fear of impending diseases, and fear to be dependent on the others. During those impending diseases, there is a fear of failure, and the patient needs continuous, constant confirmation, and he needs continuous, constant confirmation. Then there is a fear of losing self-control and anxiety during delivery. Now, these are many single remedy, beautiful rubrics which are available of the Cuprum. Now, there is a fear of losing this recognition and falling from brand image, which he has formed till now, which is forcing him to do things against his conscience. And that is his conflict. That is where his downfall starts. He starts feeling very sad, and he feels himself being unfit for the work. And we have the rubrics which confirms this are like delusion, he is unfit for work. The delusion, tread lightly to avoid injuring or disturbing his companions. He must tread very lightly. He must take a step or a walk very lightly, so that he is not disturbing anybody else. Or, he is taking a very slow and light steps. Then there are three other rubrics like, delusion, he is selling the green vegetables. Delusion, he is gathering herbs. And delusion, he is repairing the old chairs. This is another, again, single remedy rubric of Cuprum. But what does this tell? This is telling us that, the person who was at the level of a commander, general, and an officer, who was at the best of his performance, now he has, when during his downfall, he feels so much so that he is not able to do any of those things, and he is doing things which are very petty, very small, and he feels himself very much unfit for work. And when this stage of the emotion comes into this patient's life, they go into that sadness, gloomy, and despair. That is what is their downfall. Okay, yes, Kushala, this is what is the understanding from the rubrics and the journey of Cuprum.
Thank you so much. We'll invite Dr. Aditi to share some differential remedies which come close to Cuprum.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Kushala. See here, we see close coming remedies with Cuprum. Generally, we see zincum or Nux vomica. Even in this particular case, if we see even Nux vomica comes closer, but Nux vomica is easily ruled out because of the plant sensitivity, which is not seen here, and quite a strong mineral component is seen in this case. Now, if we talk about ferrum, so ferrum is of course the same row, fourth row. So issues of safety, security, protection, all these things come strongly. But ferrum is little left side of the cuprum. So what we see more in ferrum, if we say, so this is more of weakness and anemia. Ferrum, iron. So anemia comes very strongly. So anemic presentations we do see here. While differentiating, I will also give more of a physical and pathological aspects of each remedy, which makes us easy to differentiate remedies on the clinical basis. So they are the constitutions are very weak, anemic, and they always have a pseudoplethora. So it is a false redness and pseudoplethora. Though they look strong, but basically they are weak, and they are more better by walking slowly. Correct. And because that circulation improves, and that is why they are better by walking slowly, but at the same time they cannot walk fast. It gives them a severe tiredness and weakness. Okay, their muscles are also very flabby and relaxed, and they more come with the digestive disorders. Ferrum comes more with the digestive disorders. Ferrum also many a times they give us this symptom of vomiting immediately after eating. They cannot retain. So that is also another symptom about ferrum, which we consider this thing. Now, very close coming remedy, if we see with cuprum, is another zincum. Now, zincum is placed on periodic table very next to cuprum. Correct. So it is just the fourth column again, same security, protection, and issues, but it is next to cuprum. So 12th column, further degradation, as explained to us by Nirupama, that as we go on right side, the further deterioration happens. Now, when we see zincum presentations, zincums are all, as cuprum we see, cuprum is presenting more on muscles and spasms and tingling and all. When we take zincum, it is more on neurological, brain fag. The most important symptom in zincum, we see most of the zincum patients coming to us, they come in the brain fag stage. So there is a severe tiredness of the nerves. So there is a brain fag at the level of nerves, brain, and muscles also. Muscles also are tired. So there is tingling, numbness, and that is why we see a lot of fidgety and restlessness of the legs in zincum cases. Constant movement of the legs in order to give that life feeling because of the nerves are tired and nerves are fagged. So that is a constant fidgety. They have always hasty eating and drinking. And when we see zincum, the zincum pathology arises mostly out of overexertion, overwork, overstudy, night watching, loss of sleep. These are the causes where we see zincum pathology developing at the brain and nerve levels. Another important features in zincum we have seen is suppression of discharges and suppression of skin eruptions, which in turn gives the pathology of zincum. So that is very important, and that is why any appearance of any discharge relieves zincum. That is very important in zincum. So we see all the suppression of eruption, discharges, even suppression of emotions, anger, grief, mortifications, because they are in the fourth row. All these things will play a role as we are going more and more on right side. And domination in the childhood by father, a very prominent feature we see in zincum pathologies, by father or father figure, so guardian, teacher, anybody who are father figure in your developing years, in your initial years. If there is too much of domination, later on we do see these kind of pathologies developing in zincum, or during that time also it can develop, later on also it can develop. So theme of zincum is that constant fear of being attacked, being punished, and so their position of security is threatened, that security is threatened, that position is threatened. So that protection, and that leads to brain fag and neural weakness. So this is from my side about differentiation of the medicines. Yeah.
Yeah.
And anybody, Kushala, anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I want to just add my last slide. Where on behalf of Team Integrated Homeopathy, I would like to thank all of you, our colleagues, homeopaths, for motivating us in sharing our cases. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.